Hey, what
Just full skip the wave, full ignore everything in life, and then you come back into the game. But whew, I mean, for Falcons, like in the back of their minds, they know it's like one mistake, one like misitemization choice from their team, like Skid or Omar not being on the same page, not connecting with the damage, their draft will fall apart compared to the amount of scaling available in Liquid. And it is a position 4 Centaur and a off-lane Viper, so it's a melee body to enable the aggression of a Viper.
So that still means we're going to have Sand King versus Lina in the mid lane between Malrine and Nisha. And we talked a lot about the mid lane, how impactful it's been in the last 2 series. How would you feel that this matchup's going to play out?
So Sand King is going to not lane.
Okay.
He's going to try and grab the creep wave. He's going to try and drag it to the camps in the enemy's triangle and farm them. I think maybe you could see Tofu potentially like rotating to try and disrupt that. But when we see him play his best, he is able to just combine creep wave.
Yes.
Okay.
But
double check.
But you told me to not mention the draft, so I didn't. But that was part of the logic of why I picked them.
I see. Wow, such a logical young man you are.
Smart, isn't it? But I just didn't have to mention.
Using your brain.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things here that are really cool that I really like about Liquid's draft. Whether this is going to work out or not is obviously remains to be seen here. But I think this is a pretty genius Void pick. They saw that Falcons were trying to replicate what they did in Game 1 with Bounty Razor, and then they just swapped out the Bounty Hunter for a Clockwork on crit. So the idea is similar, where there's this hero that can flank and kind of box you in your own safe lane and dive you. So they pick a hero that has a relatively low cooldown jump, which is a classic solution to Razor. And in addition to that, they also they managed to grab this Viper block pick, in a sense, in the end to kind of force Falcons into a pick that we haven't seen from them very much, the Malrine Sand King. And then the Viper just isn't mid anyway. Now the Viper is going to lane into Lifestealer, which is a tough lane matchup for the Lifestealer. So in turn now, Falcons are going to try to counteract this by sending Lifestealer off lane on Skitter to try to lane dodge and get him into a more favorable matchup into the Void. And then they will have Razor against Centaur.
I don't know if they're going to stick to it for
Centaur
any period of
4,
time.
Razor against Viper, I guess, more like it, but...
Try versus try right now in the bot lane, by the way.
I would love if this lane just stays a tri lane.
This is your
That'll be
dream,
awesome.
And nobody else's.
I miss tri lanes. Can I just say it? I miss tri lane, Shannon. And I'm not the only one. There's dozens of us.
You probably should not admit that out loud, Cinderin. It's not a good look for you. But it is a tri lane right now. Let's see how long that ends up being the case. It's already snaking. He's going to get first blood as Ace will take him home. And that is, I mean, talk to me about the Crystal Maiden, because this hero has not been picked very much. Snaking has played a lot in the past, but has a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah, I think Snaking forgot how tri lanes work. Just never gets to play them. And if you're standing in that kind of position, you can get hundreds of zeros before you even get a spell off. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what guides Falcons when they pick this hero, if I'm honest. I think sometimes it makes a lot of sense. This time it almost felt like a filler. It was just, we need a solid lane 5 that is going to help Lifestealer get off to a decent start. But then at the end of the day, they don't even get to lane together. So, yeah.
At the very least, the Sand King and Razor will get some nice mana regen from the CM, I suppose. One benefit.
Might also have been, you know, it's a pseudo counter to Stampede. Having a low cooldown route with long duration that CM has, it's good for the lane again. But there were so many layers to this draft where teams were countering the counter of the other team, so it never really... Now when you see it play out, the Crystal Maiden pick actually doesn't really look like it has much of an obvious CM-specific purpose.
Yeah.
Just felt like a, you know, placeholder okay-ish 5. As now the lanes are breaking down and we're seeing some movement. Looks like Lifestealer will get to remain against the Faceless Void, which I think this is a very good piece of news for Falcons. I think these lanes could have been a lot worse if Liquid got to place them the way they wanted.
Viper Centaur lane. Very normal, of course. We have seen a couple of support Centaurs in the past, in this tournament, in fact, and it's actually been relatively successful, at least from the games that we've cast. I don't know what the actual win rate would be. I've yet to see a CM, though. Not sure if that's the case for the entire tournament or not, but very low pick rate, I'm sure.
Love watching Boxy on these in-your-face 4s. Saw him on the Tusk, now on the Centaurs. He's very good at taking initiative. Similarly, he plays a good Clockwork, like just heroes that go in, make stuff happen are his forte. So this makes a lot of sense to see on him. Mid lane,
we should speak about Faceless Void, Cinderin, because this is a classic TI hero.
yeah,
And
we don't. It's a fan favorite.
Yeah, we don't get to see it all too often. Obviously, late game, complete monster. What has changed that matters with this hero versus, you know, older versions?
I mean, in essence, it's still pretty much the same hero, same strength, same weaknesses, right? Time Walk is extremely good against taking a lot of damage in a short period of time, but not dying, obviously. Chrono has the same strength and weakness as always. It's one of the strongest spells in the entire game, but it does no damage and has a mega long cooldown. So whenever it's not available, your hero is quite weak. And I think that's part of the problem that this hero has had for a long time is, depending on the pacing of the meta, if it's very slow, everybody just gets to farm, you don't have to fight for much, and you're kind of just chilling in lane and just farming 30 minutes, I think Void can be pretty good.
It feels like a lot of the games though, already, right?
It does, but it also has some atrocious lane matchups, right? So you also need to know your matchups. And if all of those conditions are met, I think the hero can be good, which is why I really liked it this game. You saw 2 core matchups that are good for you. You're probably anticipating the pace of the game will be rather slow. And your other 4 heroes, as you have ended up with now, can actually do quite a bit of stuff together. So I think it's fine. Yeah, but...
Yeah, and late game versus Lifestealer, I don't think there's really much of a contest. Obviously, you have the Chrono that can just bypass the entire rage effect. And the fact that it counters Amar, as we've talked about. So
speaking of Amar, Ace
onto Ace.
Cooked.
Uses the Lotus, will fall. Is Boxy doing a good amount of damage to Amar? Looks like he'll get the trade. But yeah, I'm very interested to see if... My assumption is if Liquid gets off to even just being even in the mid game, that they will be favored because they have Faceless Void. Is that a correct assumption?
I think there's a couple of X factors here. I think the Lifestealer matchup into Faceless Void is better than it used to be after you got the Ags Infest. I mean, now we're talking a few years at this point, right? I think Razor actually does okay against Void later in the game because you're so tanky, you don't necessarily die in a Chrono, and you get to make a turnaround play. And Sand King is one of those heroes that, with the right items, can have insane burst damage within a short window, and that's what you're looking for against Void. You need to either have overwhelming damage to kill him, you need to be survivable, or you need to do a lot of damage over time so he can't really just walk it off whenever he needs to. And I think between Sand King and Razor, you can actually kill Void even late game if Malrine is farmed enough. And didn't get to talk about that lane yet, but unsurprisingly, Malrine is just not laning, like the panel talked about. This is going to be pulling waves and farming jungle camps. Nisha will be winning the lane as a result, at least slightly, and he'll get a nice little snack. Fred showed up and got Lagooned and Dragon Slave and just died. So that was a little freebie.
Indeed, Amar level 3, by the way, on the Razor right now.
That is
not great.
Oh, they're boxing him out entirely with this Tofu rotation. This is super high impact. They're going to need some reinforcements.
Brit.
Yep.
Will spot Tofu eventually. Oh, in the tree line, he goes to Plasma Kills, can spot him, but the Bushwhack comes out onto Amar, but the hook stomp to follow. The right clicks from the Viper as well. Amar certainly dead to the double edge as Ace is tanking the tower. Has to be a bit careful. Looks like he'll find the distance, and now Crit has to be the one to be a bit careful himself. We'll get to the other side, though, and Ace shall survive.
Is he going to try to just walk all the way north and try to steal the Wisdom? This is actually possible if there's no TP
Ace
coming
will get the Lotus, though.
There's a TP from the center.
Malrine has joined the party, gets off the Burrow Strike, and gets the kill. So a nice turnaround from Falcons, as Malrine will hit level 6.
That's also going to kill Tofu with a Rocket Flare. Stabilizing things a bit here. Looks to be a 1-for-1 Wisdom exchange as well. The Radiant one, unclaimed for now.
Would you say Radiance is better against Void than it used to be, or just roughly the same? Just because the evasion's all on the specific hero now?
I would say it's...
Oh, wait. Oh. All right. That's one way to cancel a TP. Just show yourselves, but Crit will burn for it.
Man, it's so insane.
Ace, oh, nice double Burrow Strike from Malrine. Ace looks to be there. He's going to pop the Lotus to stay alive, but the Plasma Field enough to finish the job. It's Boxy now trying to head to the north towards his base. It's going to be close here. Burrow Strike in 2 seconds. Looks like Malrine should get the kill, and he does. Cost him a CM, but Snake King's used to dying.
Yep. Did a lot of that in the second game.
He's going to have to get used to it on CM as well. I feel like that is her MO.
I don't think you pick CM if you're a player that struggles with dying. Part of the hero's DNA, basically.
But she has no move speed. She can't run away from anything.
Yeah, you commit and you do your stuff, and then hopefully you win. That's how it goes. Is Radiance better than before against Void? I think it's roughly. I think it's a slight bit worse, but not by a very big amount in the hero versus hero matchup directly. It's just that a lot of the time with the old Radiance that was blinding, Void would maybe chrono Lifestealer and a support together and then try to hit the other guy. So you're just not giving protection to the teammate, but for you yourself, I think the math is roughly the same. So it's between the two of them doesn't matter all that much. I was going to point out, is this just one of the most nothing burger lanes we've had all tournament? I think it is. Like, Lifestealer against Faceless Void. Struggling hard to find a less interesting lane.
I think
they're both just hitting creeps.
Both players are probably happy, though, I would assume.
I think Skeeter is the happiest because he avoided a Nightmare matchup into the Viper plus Centaur. I think that lane would have been really rough. And the Faceless Void didn't get to play against Razor, which I think, that would have been a tougher lane for Mickey as well, but relatively speaking.
Nisha gets slowed into the Frostbite. Malrine is there with the Sandstorm. A crit making his way over as well. Nicely done from Falcons. Will it cost them, though? Bushwhack finds the target, so they do get the trade. Mickey has the chrono, but have a ton of follow-up.
Yeah, that's a real feels bad TP from Mickey. That's effectively going to cost him a full wave in tower, 100 gold for a TP scroll, and he gets nothing for it.
Bot lane already used the Hoof Stomp, so he can just TP in the face of Ace, who's level 5 on the Viper right now. So Mara catching up on the level department. And for Mickey, he is opting to go for the Battle Fury, which I don't even know what's normal anymore, but I mean, I remember there was a phase where people were going Battle Fury Ag pretty much right off the bat. Is that still in consideration, or?
I think it's definitely in consideration when you go Battle Fury. It's obviously not something you're going to consider when you buy the Maelstrom build. The reason it's so crazy is that you can just time walk in, kill an entire creep wave, time walk out. So it just gives you immediate wave clear. It's really fast for farming. And in terms of team fights, it can be quite interesting into lineups where it's hard to full commit. Then you're just playing on time walk, poke, and prod. You just jump in, jump out. 6 seconds later, you can do it again. You have an AoE stun, you do decent damage. And then when it's the right time, you can commit with the chrono. I think that's potentially kind of interesting here as an idea. Because hard committing can be somewhat tricky into the Razor, plus the BKB piercing stun of Clockwork. Speaking of, it's going to jump Boxy down bottom.
Yep, static link from Amar, and Frostbite holds the Centaur in place. Boxy taking a tumble.
It's been really good at his cock pushes so far this game. Paying attention, he's hitting almost all of them.
You're a big Clockwork connoisseur, of course.
I am. I have to say that I do miss the good old days where Battery Assault was the default build.
Yeah, I saw you pick that up recently in a show match.
A lot of people
did not work out well.
A lot of people love the Power Cogs bowling. I like the in-your-face Clockwork more than the
easy solution. Make two heroes. One is bowling, and one is whatever.
Clockwork.
Yeah, Clockwork, I guess. Surely there's a sport. Rugby. There we go. In your face, aggressive.
Right.
I like it.
Could have gone with boxing too, I guess, but...
Yeah, that's true. That would have been better. Thanks for pointing that out.
No problem.
Malrine about 300 away from Blink Dagger.
Yep. I assume he still goes the same build that he did when he was popularizing the hero as a mid with Ags, etc.
Going for the epicenter. Oh, hook shot misses, but he's able to cancel the epi at the very least. And Snake King takes the haste. Boxy does get the hoof stomp, technically speaking. And for Liquid, I assume that they can't play nearly as aggressively with a Void on their lineup as they did in game number 2.
Oh, this hero has that clear weakness of when Chrono's on cooldown, you're just not very good. Whereas Winged Ranger, much lower cooldowns, much better utility. Even when Focus Fire is down, you still have a Shackle Shot. Power Shot can be nice to finish heroes off in the early game. Void is just going to be chilling, and he's going to be farming. And like the panel talked about, this is an elimination game in a really important series, so if you feel like you're confident in your late game and your carry and your mid are reporting that they're happy farming, I think everybody's just chilling. And if you were to give me these two lineups 5 years ago, I would say the Radiant stands no chance if this goes to an hour. But Dota's changed a lot since then, and I definitely think they can
First
go all the
chrono
way.
of the game. Rage was placed, but Nisha, oh, actually not hitting the LSA, but he gets the Laguna Blade instead for the epicenter counter initiation now from Malrine. It's a lot of damage on Nisha. He will get the kill. Might cost him his own life, though, as even Ace joins the party with that poison attack. Everybody joined the party, in fact. Static Link now a full duration onto Ace, and Mickey try to do something with his bushwhack help. Has to be careful, though.
Oh!
I walked right into Crit. The beautiful cogs right on his face. Double kill for Amar. Crit has been absolutely outstanding in this game number 3.
Damn, that was actually really funny to watch. I think he was trying to hookshot him in his original position on the Void, and he time walked in the exact same direction that the clock was in, so it was just destined to hit no matter what. And obviously, very easy to get the follow-up cogs every single time.
Malrine able to steal an illusion rune in the meantime. Close to 1,500 away from Radiance on the Lifestealer. Not too shabby at all.
And we haven't covered this all that much, but what do you think about Ace on Viper as a player-hero combination?
It's definitely not his norm.
No, so it
He's
feels
usually
like...
the big tanky guys that take up a lot of space.
I mean, Viper kind of does that, but it doesn't really buy auras in the same way that most of his heroes do. It doesn't really offer all that much teamfight presence through key stuns or, you know, utility.
Malrine getting a connection into the hook shot, but a nice pushback to keep some time. No! Mickey dies anyway. Falcons all on top of Mickey this game. That's back-to-back deaths now on the Faceless Void.
And he's going to lose his tower. This is a pretty important sequence of events for the Radiant team. The TPs are coming. No, they're not. Oh, they're a little bit unsure.
Bushwhack
Oh,
onto
Ace.
Amar with the Laguna to follow. They get the kill. The epicenter ready to go for Nisha, or Malrine rather. You see the freezing field coming out, but not a whole lot of damage done. Nisha on the high ground. Malrine still has the epi at the ready. Gets spotted now. Oh, he's going to try to go for the epicenter, but Nisha turns away. There's the blink into the burrow, though, and it's still enough damage, despite using half those pulses on creeps. Still finds the kill. And that was pretty blind as well. Didn't have a whole lot of vision at all there.
Process of elimination. He turns the corner. Lina isn't there. She can kind of only have gone right.
And Crit going for an extremely early Blink Dagger on Clockwork.
Yeah, this has become a more popular build as of a few months ago to go on Clock after you're focusing a lot more on... Hang on. They're going to go for this? Oh, they definitely are.
Frostbite from Snake King.
Not.
He already has his shard. Trying to get to the high ground. Cogs will give him a little bit of space. Another nice bowling there from Crit. Snake King. So slow. Uses the shard again. Will get away this time.
Worth pointing out, though, Snake King is level 10. Crystal Maiden levels are extremely important and very hard to come by. This hero, despite the rep it gets for, you know, just being slow and frail, the spells are very strong when you get level 4 in both. And you can see this time around, Snake King is actually going for 3 points in the Arcane Aura.
The Infest Bomb right on top of Ace. Again, he gets off the Viper Strike. Gets the stamp. Ooh, the hook shot just misses. Just about 100 range away, it feels like.
He's not going to miss next time when he has the blink.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Coming up now. Counting his lucky stars, there is Ace, who is going for a Dragon Lance into Mage Slayer?
Radiant's
Huh.
I mean, it is a good Mage Slayer game. Sand King, obviously, big problem.
TP gets canceled here.
Yeah, Malrine was just baiting them. He blinked, or he ran in stunned and then blinked out onto Ace. Baited 1 TP.
2, actually. They canceled
Oh, it's
both.
2 TPs. All right. See if they put that to use.
Tofu going for a mechanism. Does this item still exist, Cinderin?
Yes.
I feel like we're never seeing it anymore.
He wants Greaves. There's a lot of AoE damage, I guess, between Maiden, Razor, and Sand King. I think Pipe has quite a lot of merit to it as well for the same reason. Upside to going Greaves for yourself is you can dispel off Frostbite, open wounds, but it's highly unlikely that you will be the target for that ability.
Malrine, in the meantime, 1,000 away from his Aghanim Scepter. Ooh, another hook shot just
Reaction.
missing.
Yeah, they have a ward right in the middle of the river. Seeing that move.
Malrine's going to be... Well, he is infested, so they still want to get a little bit aggressive here. See Liquid just exiting, though. Back to farming Skeeter goes in all likelihood. So Amar at least starting out with a similar build to his previous Razor game with Manta. Although I think he went Yasha,
BKB, and then
Manta. Yeah. This game has slowed down a bit, so maybe feels a little bit more comfortable to go for the Manta first.
Yeah, I think the main upside to playing BKB last game was that you were super eager to just run at the enemy team with Bounty Hunter, and you had an insane curve. This time, you are playing, like you said, a bit slower. It is the better farming item. There's some cool plays with Manta here if you're really clutch. First of all, you can get rid of time dilation, which is nice, but you can also Manta dodge Viper Strike. You can Manta dodge, I mean, in theory, you can Manta dodge anything if you're good enough, but especially the Viper Strike is very nice to avoid.
Well, we saw the Battle Fury on Mickey, and it's going to be the Manta first for him into the Aghanim Scepter.
Cool to see. I personally love this build on Void. I think it's really fun to watch and play. But yeah, the clear downside this build has versus the Mjolnir build is that your single target damage is a lot lower, but your AoE damage and your overall control is a lot better because you build into an AoE stun for your teammates to use, and you get the luxury of reverse time walk.
Oh, another miss hook shot. Britt not able to make the connection.
Yeah, shouldn't have bought the blink.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the reverse time walk this game is especially good against the static link, right? Because you can take it off essentially with a time walk, go back in and actually fight.
However, it's way less likely that you just jump in chrono and actually kill the Razor.
Stampede, Boxy looking for a connection, but Malrine's actually going to try to counteract this with an Epicenter. It's going to be Infest Bomb instead, not going to waste the ult. But they get the freebie onto Centaur. And which team do you think is the advantage, has the advantage going into Roche, generally speaking?
As in who can kill it faster or who controls the fight better?
Both.
Yeah, both pretty bad, I would say. Or at least not. Like, nothing stands out as being great. I think the overall AoE control, in terms of contesting it, I like Falcons better because they don't have to commit a big ability to start making things difficult.
Wants the Epicenter. Misses the Burrow Strike, though, as Nisha gets off an LSA, but it looks like he'll still be chomped down.
Still enough.
As Malrine gets the kill, and they're going to get Centaur again. But Mickey coming with the Chronosphere onto 2. Can't pick his target. Goes for the CM first, and now the Lifestealer doesn't have the Infest to work with. Skeeter just has to try to right-click his way out of it. Not going to happen, though. Big kill for Liquid. They're going to turn this around onto Amar. Gets bashed up. Cogs coming out from Crit to try to buy some space, but Amar looks completely dead. Although Mickey changing targets again. Amar getting a kill in the meantime as the double kill comes out from Ace. Eventually they do find Crit. And in the end, it's a 3 for 3.
3 for 3 plus 1, if you will. Yes?
Oh, yes. Sorry about that.
That's fine. All good. In essence, it was pretty much a draw, so...
Gold going in Liquid's favor, it seems.
Yeah, what was the big kill there? Why would they get so much more? Nobody was on a streak, right? I'm just a little bit surprised to see it be that much better for them, but... Yeah, I mean, if this Burrow Strike hits, this kill is way faster, and your position is probably better. On the flip side, though, Boxy came in to help and actually ended up dying. But the really big thing here is Rage has already been used before he gets chronoed, so then they get to chain it with the Hoodwink stun. And take Skeeter down, no Infest, as you mentioned. They get to go for the chase here. A little bit scrappy. And yeah, this TP out from Crit not gonna work with Bushwhack being off cooldown.
The fact that Mickey was the one to survive all of that, pretty big. Nisha's like, no, apparently.
Shaking his head, I died to him even when he can't hit his spells.
So your team won the fight.
Yeah. It's a team game. Speaking of Nisha, he's about to finish Aghanim's Scepter. Just 700 to go. Multi-purpose item this game. Obviously, the offensive part with Flame Cloak is great, but also the magic resist against Sand King, and Crystal Maiden is more than welcome from here. You saw how he died in that last engagement. With Flame Cloak, he would have survived, for sure.
Did Malrine have Ags in that last fight?
Yeah. That's why it was lethal. Otherwise, I don't think it would have been enough.
Another Infest Bomb. Doesn't look like a connection will be, unless they go to the south. That's where Ace is living right now. They will not redirect for the time being. You see the smoke from Liquid going the opposite direction. Technically the same direction, but they're running away. And Lamar, he's going to be the one spot. Oh, nice BKB. Just in time to get the plasma field off as well. BK does have Chronosphere. Nisha taking a ton of damage to the static link. Here comes the Chrono. The epicenter's right on top of Mickey. Has the time walk away though. Lamar extremely low, trying to get the kill, but the Bushwhack isn't being enough to kill him off. So first death for Falcons. Boxy with the hoof stomp. Nisha on the high ground trying to contribute something here, but the Viper Strike now onto the Lifestealer. Absolutely no way to get out of this. No way to use the Infest quite yet. The Bushwhack again from Tofu, doing so much work in this fight for Liquid, and they find 3.
I genuinely thought Falcons were going to smash that fight when Amar got to get a full static link off and force a Chrono. But the timing of it could not have been better. It ends up happening just as Malrine is blinking in for a Blink Burrow Strike stun. So his entire epicenter gets completely wasted. Look at how much damage. Sand King did 2k. It all got mitigated. He just time walked it off.
Yeah.
So they just ran out of juice, essentially. They had a full link they couldn't use. Their biggest ability in their lineup right now, the Epi, did nothing. And Lifestealer just doesn't really feel like he can do all that much so far. Needs an additional item before Skeeter really starts hitting like anything. They also tried to chase down the Lina afterwards with a Burrow Strike completely, or just chasing after.
They're going to have another chance to kill off Nisha. He's stun locked for the time being.
Flame Cloak in action.
Absolutely, very tanky as a result, and will live. Falcons missing a little bit of damage in these engagements. Would have made a world of difference, and because of that, Liquid now with a 5k lead.
Yeah, true. As the observer is pointing out, didn't even go for the tankiness talent on 15. Lina can take Fiery Soul Magic Resist per stack as well. So if you have 7 stacks, that's another 35%. Pretty crazy. Might have been worth considering this game versus 110 Light Strike array damage, but I mean, they're both incredible 15 talents. Obviously, 110 damage is not 110 damage on Lina. It's 110 plus 64% from the slow burn.
Will she get a catalyst later?
Oh, you know it.
Who's the best hero in the game for that neutral?
Something that was extremely broken. What was it? Lina is definitely up there. She's very good.
But not the best.
No, I'm trying to think. There's one that's insane. I mean, it's pretty crazy with Quap Ags.
Oh, yeah.
For example, I would say it's also really good on Snapfire. Invoker, obviously. There's a lot of good carries.
Just keep naming heroes.
Yeah, I can.
Very soothing, your
You
voice.
want to hear another one?
Sure.
Jakiro is a hero. Cute occasionally.
I don't really miss him, if I'm being honest. There was a period of time it was picked every single game. Tofu, though, I will mention, has had an outstanding game number 3 thus far. His Bushwhacks pretty much spot on every time.
This just seems like a really good pick for Liquid. You saw...
They're actually going to go for the life steal. They get the stun lock. It is the kill onto Skeeter. Just a casual LSA, and that's enough.
And another one.
Yeah, that is a Crystal Maiden.
Unless...
Very fearsome Crystal Maiden. It is a wolf after all. Malrine shows himself with the shield room. Mickey showing up though, looking for the bash on the freezing field. They'll get the Bushwhack instead, as now Nisha taking some damage, but he gets the Chronosphere right on top of Amar, and this is disastrous for Falcons. 3-0 as the hook just barely misses.
They're just too fragmented. They're losing their way in this game. Liquid are playing tight together. They're getting all the spell combos that they want. Falcons kind of just going one by one there. Lifestealer is already dead. Top Sand King kind of just blinks in, hoping for a good fight. Maiden is the one to get caught first, and then Amar. Obviously, the bane of his existence on these super strong Razor-type heroes is just getting BKB locked down. And Chrono, you're dealing with Chrono, you're dealing with Stampede. it's difficult if you don't have an item advantage or someone else who's super farmed to rely on, and that was probably what they were hoping for the Lifestealer, but Skeeter just doesn't have very much to work with.
And they went for a lot of Infest Bombs. We're going to see a
good
nice
flank,
double
though.
burrow strike with the Infest Bomb. And it looks like 2 kills going the way of Falcons, desperately needed.
That was a very unexpected hit for them, and nice for Skeeter to get both last hits there. Gonna unlock the Manta for him. Still not all that much in the way of offense.
Yeah.
And hit very
I
hard.
mean, 28 minutes in the game, and Faceless Void's top net worth. Not good news for the other team.
No.
Lifestealer, I think, has to have the lead at this point of the game to put up any kind of a fight.
Or at least be tied.
I feel like a lot of this has to do with their ganks. They've been trying to get him really active with the Infest Bombs, and a lot of them, until now, have come up empty.
Yep.
So he's basically an item behind.
You're going to see Mickey farm really, really fast now that he has this trio of items complete. Going to work on a Scotty next. This is actually not necessary to buy to unlock Refresher on Void when you're going Ags. A lot of the time when you play the Mjolnir build, you will see Voids by Scotty because they need the mana to get Refresher so they can get double Chrono. Ags does, however, give you enough mana, so he's just getting it regardless. There was obviously some other options you could have considered here, as not getting out.
Cancellation. Skeeter. And it gets a Frostbite
Big kill.
again, and Skeeter's not going to find the actual last hit. They'll go to Snake King, but kill is a kill, and that is a killing spree ended for Nisha. And into a Tormentor as well.
Okay. It's starting to look like things were going too well for Liquid. I guess we can't have that in a game 3. Already had 2 stomps. Falcons say not a third one.
This has got to be the worst shard in the entire game. Genuinely, I think it's actual bottom. What do you think?
Yeah.
That is, it just increases his net worth mostly.
Actually, yeah. I think this needs some love, or it needs to just work differently entirely. I don't think I've ever seen anyone buy this shard on Lifestealer. So what it does, you do damage when you come out of Infest, out of a creep,
Which is never happening.
which in this game you're going to infest your allies almost always, and then you do a percentage of that creep's damage around yourself, which makes it, depending on what creep you infest, that's not really that great. It can be a
in the later stages.
decent amount of damage if you infest one of the strong creeps, but it's like, you're not going to pay 1,400 gold for this on a hero that desperately needs to itemize for damage.
Only time you would generally buy it is if you have 7 slots with the consumed Ags. You have Shard, you have Moon Shard, you have Buyback.
And
Maybe-
you've given shard to all your teammates.
That's right. Foxy find himself a little snack in CM.
They can work for it a little bit. Stampede.
Stampede. Okay.
Okay. Was that... Misha looked like he needed it in mid, actually. Just getting jumped by Malrine and crit.
The Infest again. Crit.
This one would be a big connection. Crit. Flying vision.
He did. He gets the hook shot. Out comes the Lifestealer. Nisha has to try
He
and
didn't
stand his
rage.
ground.
Bro, he didn't...
Okay. Mickey coming in, gets the time dilation and the Chronosphere only onto 1. They find the Clockwork. Can they get the Bash? They don't even need it. The Bushwhack is there, and the kill onto Lifestealer is there.
Wait, did he have cooldown or what?
I don't see how. Maybe we can get a replay of that
Okay,
one.
I don't know if he thinks you can get Light Strike Array off between Battery Assault ticks, so he didn't want to waste his rage. Or he was trying to time it perfectly on a Light Strike Array cast or whatever to get maximum value, but whatever it is, that was a total disaster. That Lina kill is 100% guaranteed if he rages. He probably dies after because of the massive rotation, but now it was just 2 for nothing. Big damage onto Amar.
Casual damage for Nisha. He's like, I got more where that came from. Let the TP out in the tree line. Oh, 7k lead for Liquid. 30 seconds on the Aegis. Yeah, that was a big moment.
That's actually a bit hard to get over that. That's really rough to watch.
Do your best, Cinderin.
Yeah. All right, I'm good.
MKB looks to be next for Mickey,
Is under attack.
as the Aegis will expire naturally. Still a good amount of outer towers for Falcons. As a Basher now picked up from, both Skeeter and Malrine have one. Wait, Skeeter wasn't actually finished with his. Oh man, I was looking at him a while ago. This farm is not ideal.
and yet he's top in his team.
Feels very low. Back inside of a teammate.
Groups
Snaking.
them out.
Frostbite. They have the vision. Burrow Strike hits. That'll be a dead squirrel eventually.
Yeah, when Faceless Void is this far ahead of the field, I want to say anecdotally the hero wins like 4 out of 5 games at least.
Yeah, when you
When
get
the gap is this big and it's good matchups, then yeah. This is
get Refresher. This is maybe the maybe there's a better one. He's got to be top Refresher buyers in the game.
among carries, this is the carry that suffered the least from not being able to refresh BKB, because you don't need the second BKB nearly as much when the entire enemy team is stunned. I think the hero that probably suffered the absolute most from that change might have been Sven. It was so important to get the second BKB so you can keep going. But yeah, on Void, I would agree. Refresher is still S tier in his build, and he will be getting it at some point.
Do you go the backtrack chance for 25 on him?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think the Chrono AoE is necessary here. Sometimes it even grieves your team.
How much do they even have to dump in the Chronosphere? I haven't really talked about that aspect too much.
Sharpshooter, Lina spells. It's a good amount. Viper can hit.
No Wombo combo, though.
No, not.
Which is what we love to see.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Winter was suggesting Elder Titan as a combo pick. That obviously would have been it, or Ancient Apparition. But
yeah, the ET games we've seen have been
it was not impressive.
very bad.
Yeah. That
But
hero
it does make a little more sense with the Void, though. Crit, he's infested. Nisha. Okay, round number 2. Hook shot. Does pop the rage this time, and will use it to get out of the cogs. And now Crit getting gone on. Uh-oh, Boxy actually finds the hoof stomp onto the lifesteal. He's going to attempt to TP out, but he gets bushwhacked again. Just punishment after punishment. These lifestealer bombs have not worked out well at all this game for Falcons.
They can't kill Lina like that when she has Flame Cloak. She's just going to fly out of the cog. I mean, that was naive to begin with. He has Disc, 3k HP, and it's in the middle of the map with no information. This seems very, very desperate from Falcon's
Actually
side.
gets bushwhacked. Again, Tofu setting up a potential kill. Boxy gonna force out the BKB, so Amar scurry back to base. They haven't gotten the tier 2 yet in that bot lane.
I mean, they might just continue here. Mickey cracks 25. He didn't use Chrono on the Razor there. Probably would have got the kill, but is saving it for a more important upcoming moment. Seems very likely to just be able to push here. I wonder if Boxy's going to change his build. He's queuing up BKB right now in the center. I was looking for a potential Axe on him. He's playing 4 Centaur. He's rich. He's got Blink, Glimmer already. If he gets an Axe, he can just save whoever gets Infest Bombed. And then you can feel very comfortable on the Void. But they'll take the tower and be happy with that for now. Back out. And Liquid have to know that this is in a very good spot now.
Yep, Roche is up, so you can finish this Scotty on the Faceless Void. I wonder if Shard is on the table for Ace, because that's when they actually get some really good high ground potential in terms of taking buildings.
I would like to see him buy it next.
Could just kill the Tormentor when it comes back online, I suppose, and hope for the best.
Yeah, what are they missing? Do they have any shards except Void? No. So it's a 50-50.
He wouldn't. Wait, is it a 50-50?
Oh no, Viper can't even get it.
Yeah,
no,
he can't
it'll
get
be
it.
Centaur or Hoodwink, yeah.
Mar has a heart, by the way, on Razor.
Yeah,
He'll be tough to take down.
it's a little bit worrying to see him buy this item though, knowing his normal build. Because I have serious damage concerns for Falcons going down the stretch here. This Lifestealer is not where it needs to be able to match up. So if Razor doesn't hit very hard, I think you're effectively just not really going to win a team fight at this point unless you hit a massive epicenter. And Marine does have an Abyssal. So this looks weird if you haven't played Dota for a while.
Yeah.
But the way it works with the Axe, with the Stingers, you can still get some value out of this. Also might see Daedalus later. Same things go for that too.
All right, well, Falcons know this is happening. If it wasn't the Rocket Flare, they lose the Belch from Roche, and they're going to go for an Infest play. This is a huge moment in this game 3.
This has to work.
Yes.
It just has to work.
see Nisha and Tofu are on the outskirts of this fight as Mickey basically soloing Roche. Amar, he's going to be spotted by Nisha. Malrine. Don't have vision up here. Nisha's going to pop the smoke. He's going to use his terrain walk now. Go for Dagon, apparently. Nisha going to be spotted, gets off the LSA, just trying to delay as much as possible as Roche is still being taken. Getting relatively low. Amar's going to go for the static link, but the Stampede immediately counteracts it. As Crick gets one inside his cogs, they're just going to blow him up easily. Malrine infested still, looking for an opening. Out comes Skeeter, not doing that much damage. All of it's mitigated as Mickey gets the Chronosphere now. Do they have the damage on top of it? Mickey focusing on the Sand King. BKB was still there, gets the Burrow Scepter, still falls in the end. Skeeter trying to kill off Niche, but again, the high ground potential going the favor of Lina again, as Amar with a BKB attempting to TP is successful, but triple kill for Nisha. They kill 4 onto Falcon's side, and now they can clean up Roche relatively easily, and even more of a lead for Liquid.
Just a masterclass in zone control there from Liquid. They have very, very good hero placements heading into that. All the angles were covered. It was super hard for Falcons to find any good initiation. They break it up nicely with the Stampede to start. Lina cancels Sand King's Blink Dagger. So Falcons just couldn't get into that fight, and now they might even Amar. There's no connection here. Nobody can get there in time. I'm tracking his movements. I say that, actually Nisha is cutting all the way around
the
with the
Hex, Dagon, LSA to follow into the hoof stomp. So many stuns for days. Amar dead, 80 seconds. And now it's all opened up for Liquid. They have this second life. They have Roche Banner. This should be buildings. Ace not even needing Shard here, as the Dagons will continue to rain on Nisha.
At the moment we said this wasn't going to be a stomp, it's been completely one-sided ever since. Every single engagement has been a resounding Liquid victory. And that's 2 full lanes. You still have Aegis, you have Chrono in 30 seconds, you have decent resources on your heroes.
And to add insult to injury, he gets Conjurer's Catalyst.
Of course.
Why not?
Yeah. Takes the cast range variant.
That's
Loses
2 lanes.
14% max mana, so he only has 3,000.
And Mickey, with that second life, hasn't even hit full form yet. Still has a full item to go. Can consume Ags to get number 2. Not sure if you ever get
Dagon 5. That was fast.
Yeah, that was. That's what happens when you're up 25k, it seems. Malrine in the sideline. You're going to use Roche Banner. Ace has the Shard now. Grit looking for an opening. Will have to blink away. Mickey forcing out the Burrow Strike. Very scary Faceless Void right now. Hoof Stomp going to miss. There's the backtrack, Mickey. The reverse time walk, rather. Forcing out the Rage already. And now the Infest into a baby creep. It's a good thing he has that Shard, so he can do an extra 50 damage when he pops out. Building starting to go down pretty slowly. They have 2 siege units as well with the Roche Banner as cover. And Skeeter, he's backstabbing. He's trying to get back to his base, poor guy. Let that creep go.
Scouting.
There's this epicenter. They get the range barracks. Only 1 to go for the Megas. And Amar trying to take out this Roche Banner. The creep also trying to, as Skeeter pops out. Mickey with the time walk. Malrine still looking for an opening on that epicenter. Needs a perfect one here if they're going to stay alive in this game number 3. They get the hoof stomp though. Now the damage comes out onto the Lifestealer. Skeeter is dead. Does have buyback. Amar still waiting for this epicenter. They know it's coming. Malrine continues to cancel as Amar not taking the right damage. We'll pop the BKB. There's the buyback now as epicenter onto the sideline. Not doing that much damage in the end though. It's Amar desperately trying to catch up to somebody, but the Stampede gives them all the move speed in the world, and they have still that second life on the Faceless Void. Another bushwhack for the road as Amar takes a tumble, and there's the Chrono onto 2. They get the kill onto Malrine. No buyback to come now. The bash, but again, Nisha has the Eon Disc. They're just going to call it GG. Falcons have been eliminated from TI. Liquid move on.
Just the better team overall today. Pretty clear in this 3rd game. It looked quite even at times, but when we got to that later portion of the mid-game, this was one team dominating every single sequence, just arguably playing the map better, playing tighter together, and making fewer, I want to say almost unforced errors. There were multiple uncharacteristic mistakes in this game from Falcons, which is of course unfortunate to see, but you can see Liquid, it means a lot to them to get to fight another day here. And yeah, for Falcons, it's obviously soul-crushing. They've been at the very, very top previously, but it is not to be a repeat.
They give the handshake. Much respect from both teams. And unfortunately, Falcons' road ends here in the main event. They will secure top 8. But no further will they go. This is the champion from last year, mind you. LIQIUD champions a year before. They stay alive to fight another day. Do you think that they can go much further in this tournament?
I definitely.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe. Check out these other videos. See you next time.